Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to our brand new video. This one is a Saturday video and this one is focused on additional units you can get between now, the 27th of April, and when the event, which is the Aega Days event, ends. How many extra crystals you can get, how many units you can get as to how many crystals. And do bear in mind there's a lot more to this that meets the eye, like, okay Rich, well if you get to this point in this milestone you can get these units you can reinvest back in. That's not what this video is about. This video is about giving you an idea of how many more additional units you can farm, which you can then invest into this event to help out. It won't extensively help, but it could very much help free-to-play players. Let's get into this particular coverage. So, Aega Days. As you know, Aega Days is something that is coming very, very soon. It is going to be arriving on the 8th of May, but finishing on the 15th of May. That's kind of the key date there, the 15th of May. You have a length of time right now, I think it's like 18 days before this event ends. And yes, it hasn't even started yet, but it's important to preface that because a lot of free-to-play players will want to find out, well, like now, if they start farming more in Arena, could this be beneficial for them? And of course, it's going to be a really important angle. We'll be covering this in some spreadsheets soon. I want to get spring cleaning stuff done in the next couple of days, and then focus on the which we've done a good chunk of videos. We should have done 2 that went out yesterday. So yeah, plenty of coverage with this particular event and stuff. But look, a lot of you want to be finding out, well, okay, if I'm low on units, I want more units, should I be investing in this versus July 4th? This is a very RNG based event. Yes, there are some decent stuff further down the line. There could be a good chunk that you get to a certain point, like, okay, well, I can get to this point here and grab this. Fantastic. That's from the Uncollected Plus, and Paragon Plus as well can get up to a certain point as well, whatever that particular point is. But of course, you want to find out how many more additional units you can get between now and the end of the event that will allow you to make a little bit more gains. Do bear in mind, again, this is a very RNG based event based on, the further you push with units, you are going to be grabbing some of these new crystals, Valiant Crystals, depending on where you're in a game, and they're going to be sucking you in, roping you in, and you're going to feel like you want them. You don't want them, and you don't necessarily, you feel like you want them, but you don't necessarily need them. You might need what kind of like the chances you get them, and we'll be looking at the drop rates, because here's the thing, you want to find out that if you're gambling on something, you might be making some gains back from it, which a lot of the time you're just not. But in any case, moving on. How many units can you get between now and the end of the event in order to make some sort of gains or grab some extra points, which could be beneficial? As I said, if you reinvest back into it, how many more units do you need, will you need, and stuff like that. Okay, let's start this off. So if you are willing to do a little bit of grinding in some of the lower event quest content, and you are quick off the draw on the 8th or 9th of May with the new event, then you could pick up a nice chunk by doing all of them. 600 units is always what you pick up. Calendar wise, maybe up to 100. It's not 100%, but I'm just going to throw that out there as being 100. It might be 80. It might be a little bit less. You can go and do some variant classics to auto fight through, but it's a waste of energy, especially if you're going to be focusing on some of these other events. It might be best to do that. 22-hour solo events is where you get the most of your units, 475. There's 19 22-hour solo events between now and May 15th. And Alliance 7-day events, there may be actually one more than this. So it may be up to 180 units you get, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. I think it is. And the same with some of the sigil. I think with it, how it works is that you may have one more. So it may be 75 units plus on that one. So I'm not 100% sure. Maybe 225. So let's just say working amount of units for free-to-play players is 1,295 units. For spenders, maybe 1,445 units plus. Do bear in mind that. When it comes to Arena, of course, that is where you're going to get a lot of your units from, depending on, again, where you're up to in the game. If you're a free-to-play player, if you're interested, not interested, Arena Express, whatever. Then if you're able to get up to milestone 20, and yes, people do say, Rich, why milestone 20? Why something that's a little bit more kind of like I can actually achieve? Well, look, what we're trying to do is give you the menu of what is the most you can get, which will be 1,620 units. If you're willing to do a little bit more of an arena grind, then you could see over the 2,000 mark, 2,610 units. Quite possibly, you know, maybe yes, maybe no. I can't guess every single player and in this game, and also the extent of what they're wanting to achieve, willing to achieve, and stuff like that. So what we do is we give you the full extent of what is possible to get if you're willing to do it. Of course, it could be like, oh, maybe 2,000 units instead of 2,600. That could be possible. Again, not sure what you're willing to do. If you're looking for high-end grinds, every single arena between now and the end of the date, then you could be looking at 3,420 units. But of course, you really need to apply yourself, because there's a lot of grinding that you'll have to do in a very short space of time. So, final totals. I think that's going to be the most important thing before we go into a bit of a final dissection of the matter, and kind of like the willingness and interest and stuff like that. So first of all, from a light interest in just maybe there's a special event on, you get 300 units, plus the Alliance core areas, 22-hour solo events, and other areas we talked about. You can be looking at 1,595, very kind of like just lower than the 1,600, I think it is. No, actually 1,500 will get you 5. I was thinking of something else. So that will give you 5 of the Aega Crystals that you could pick up, the 300 unit versions. Of course, the lesser ones are the lesser ones, but you only get 1 point per time, which are, I think these are the Valiant ones, but I think there's other ones that are kind of like a bit more spicier. Anyway, the point is with this, 5 more of the crystals opened equals 5 points times 2, you get 10 more points. Is that going to be something that's going to interest you? Maybe it will. Maybe it's going to be helpful. Maybe it'll get you to some units. Maybe it will get you to the next like threshold, the next milestone. Like, do bear that in mind. Like, you might be saying to yourself like, oh, I don't want to grind this. Well, yeah, but what if it's something that as a Valiant player takes you from that 200 points right onto the units there, grabs you some more units, you then spend those units, you then get some, you'll be able to get to the next one or get close enough to the next one, whatever. It could be beneficial. I'm not saying it will or won't. It's something that you go, you never know until you try. When it comes to a little bit of a low end of arena grind, you could be seeing just under 4,000 units if you're willing to do a little bit of more of an arena grind and also get lucky with your crystal RNG. So from that, if we just do the sums, 3, 9, 1, 5. Actually, I think I know this as being 33, but I'm just going to do it in any case. No, it's 13. Sorry, it's not 33. Oh my days. I am recording this midnight. I need to get to bed in a minute. Yes, so 13 more. So it's 13 times 2. So you could have additional 26 points. Again, could be beneficial for that amount of units. And of course, this is all about farming it for free. So do bear that in mind. And that's the reason we're approaching this in this particular way. If you're willing to do a bit more of a high-end grind to get about 6,515 units, and you get a little bit of good RNG at 1,500 from Arena Crystals being opened, then of course, and I will double check this because I'm always conscious about these things, 6,300 divided by 300 equals 21. Oh, I did get it right. Oh, there we go. 21 additional crystals that you could open. These are the Omega ones, the Omega Valiant ones, or the Paragon ones. You get an additional 42 points for that particular unit investment of 6,300, because of course there's a remainder. I've put 6,900. That's not right. It's meant to be 6,300. There we go. Sorry. Look, are you willing to do this? Are you not willing to do this? We're just throwing out the menu, the options when it comes to this. And as I said, the point for me doing this video is giving you a flavour of the extent of what you can achieve for your level of work. Will those 42 points see you over a certain threshold? We'll be doing some breakdowns at a later point of like how far you're willing to go if you're a free-to-play player, and maybe a spender as well, to get to some of these ones. But you know, as we said, like if you are at a point of, okay, well, your stopping point is, as a free-to-play player, the most that you've reinvested back in stopped you at this kind of threshold here of 100 points. At this 100 points, do you invest in, 40 points more from the units investment we said, which will see you there, plus, a Mega Valiant Crystals there, which is 3, which would be like 6 more points, which won't get you to the next point, but at least will have you a nice stopping point of this 1 times 7-star 1 to 2 gem. I'm not saying you will or won't be here. It's just giving you the example, giving you the flavor, the thought process to go, hey, wait a minute. If I'm willing to put in a few more units from farming units right now, as of today, the 27th of April, then I might be able to achieve something. In any case, that has been a video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am really, really tired right now, so I'm going to start. I'm going to hopefully get back in the morning to get some more videos done before I have to go out again for another function. I'm not trying to burn myself out. In any case, have a lovely day, have a lovely evening. I'll see you all on the next one. Cheers, bye bye.